guys, welcome back to your favorite podcast, Full Coverage with Manny and Laura.
And Laura Lee.
And I'm here with my gorgeous co-host.
Hey, I paid him to say it.
I get paid good money to say that.
He sure does. He invoices me every week.
Every week, I'm like, this is the penance for the things that I say.
That's right.
And the things that I do. You guys, today's episode, we're so excited to film because we wanted to do an episode talking about stories that we've never told online because they were a little bit like almost too juicy or too controversial to even talk about. But we have a podcast now.
And that is where this stuff can live.
Yes.
Even though last week we were talking about not oversharing, but it's not even oversharing. These stories are just like funny little tidbits. But
we're also not going to say anyone's names. We're not going to say any brands' names. We're going to keep it very respectful, but we will be talking about things that we experience in our life. It's
respectfully messy.
Respectfully messy. That should be our slogan. Respectfully messy with full coverage.
But not just messy. It's got to be respectfully messy. We have a little tact. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're not trying to like expose anyone. We're just trying to have a good time.
Have fun, spill some tea, a little gossip, fool you in on the tea. I really want that to happen. And Laura's like, it's never gonna happen. Like fetch, it's never gonna happen. And I'm like, I want fool you in to happen. But yeah, so we just kind of want to tell a couple of those stories that we thought would be really fun to share with you guys. That, you know, it's just a little fun.
Manny has some of my favorite stories. And I feel like it's like the gay hookup culture in LA, like leads to some of these stories for sure.
Does. It absolutely does.
But for 1000%. Some reason, I don't know why. It's just so funny to me. And I love these stories. So whenever we were talking about doing this episode, I was like, you need to tell this story. You need to tell that story.
And I was like, okay, we're going to dwindle that down. So we can do a part 2. I was like, Laura, let's edit that down a bit. Let's take it. Laura, no, the title that Laura wanted to title the fucking video, I'm not even going to say. It was so funny. She was like, why don't we title it this? Manny and Laura, and I was like, let's bring that back down here.
He goes, you know, I feel like that would get me caught up. And I'm not normally the one to do it. Crazy title. And I said, you know what? I took it too far. I took it way too far.
I was like, Laura, I don't really want to
I gotta reel it back in. Sometimes you gotta let me know, and I gotta reel it back in.
You know what? Lovely thought, not a reality.
That was
Lovely
another intrusive thought that got me.
It got you good. It got you fucking good. And I said, no, but love the thought process.
And that's what counts.
Yes, it's the thought that counts. Laura's like, let me get him canceled.
It's time.
Laura, we've already been through the ringer.
We have.
We don't need to deal with it again.
That's where some of these stories can transpire, I should say.
Absolutely.
Actually, wait, we're doing Pigs and Pit. I was about to jump right in.
You're about to jump right in. Pigs and Pit first.
I was just remembering another story. See, that's why I told you these stories will come up.
They will already come. Mm-hmm.
They will come up.
Thank you so much to Ritual for sponsoring this portion of Full Coverage. Guys, did you know there's a gradual loss of hyaluronic acid in the skin as we age? I did know this. Makes me want to scream. I do not like it. And then over time, the skin becomes thinner, drier, and more prone to wrinkles. If you guys want to reduce wrinkles without compromising on clean science, Hyacera from Ritual is a skin supplement you can actually trust. Ritual is offering our listeners 30% off during the first month. Visit ritual.com/fool to start Ritual or add Hyacera to your lineup today.
Okay, Peaks and Pits first.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, let me just get started with my pit allergy season. Is anyone else getting their ass kicked by allergies
Laura's
right now?
getting wrecked. You guys. Wrecked. Today she's sneezed more times than I think I've ever heard her in her whole lifetime of our friendship.
And that is on a 24-hour allergy pill.
Claritin.
That's on a 24-hour Claritin. I can't do Zyrtec. Zyrtec works, but I will literally be sitting over here incapacitated.
Have you ever tried Zyzol?
I haven't tried Zyzol.
I'm telling you, that is the one.
Well, the reason I have it is because Claritin 24-hour, it always works for me.
This is not working for you.
It's not, is it?
It's not. No,
but it's working because let me tell you something. Yesterday, I took the Claritin dissolvable. Like it's supposed to be a little more fast acting.
Yes.
Because the 24-hour will take like 4 hours to kick in.
Right.
So I was like, let me take this one. And girl,
it was nothing.
I literally.
You like to drink water.
This is part of my pit too. I was driving the Range Rover. And I got into a sneezing fit while driving, which is the scariest thing
terrifying
ever. And so I was like, let me pull off. Let me pull off it. Because I was like, I can't see. Like, it's all happening to me. And I hit... Another crazy driving story. This is why they think I'm a crazy driver. I'm just realizing.
This is why.
I'm like,
but you know what? You were doing the responsible thing by pulling over when you were having a sneezing fit.
You know, I was like, let me pull in real quick. There's a little parking lot, and let me just get it out because I can't see. I'm going to kill us all.
Blinded by the sneeze.
So I missed the driveway, hit the curb so hard. I put a gash in not the front rim, but the front and the back rim. That's how hard I hit. Yeah, I hit the curb so.
You fucking
and let me tell
rammed it like I did.
I was not happy with me.
He was pissed.
Y'all are always like, you're so mean to Ty. Y'all should have seen him. He was pissed at me. And
Who
I was
says
like,
you're mean to Ty?
I seen comments.
Oh,
girl.
comments. I was like, I don't say that.
You don't say because you experience me and Ty. We both give each other shit. So you see the see the equality in our relationship.
There's so much equality, huh, Tyler?
Anyways, he literally was so pissed, y'all. He was like, I was like, Tyler, I couldn't see. I couldn't see the driveway. So I was just honestly making an educated guess, like if I was close enough because my eyes.
Laura's like driving like this.
I was. That's why I had to pull over. I was like, oh my God, I can't see it. It was like, boom. Those curves be popping out at anywhere.
They are still.
No one is safe.
They are built into the ground.
No one is safe.
No one's safe. Not from you and the sneezing fits.
That's my pit. I got two big ass gashes.
I'm gonna get you on Zyzol. I really am. Because that's a one.
But is it going to make me drowsy?
Nope.
Don't lie to me.
That's what I take. No, it doesn't make you drowsy. That's what I take.
Zyrtec makes me feel like...
I've taken Claritin. Claritin, honestly, it don't even work like that.
No.
Not compared to other things I've tried.
It worked for me last year.
The tea.
I might have to get on Zyzol. Is that over the counter? Yeah,
you just buy it like at the store.
Okay, I'll get some. I'll get some then.
I'm telling you, it has the one with a little owl on it, like the night and day.
I'm actually going to order it. I'm serious.
I'm telling you, like that one I've known, because for you to take this 24 hours and then still have this reaction, that's not even normal. Like you've taken your pill. How are you still having this like sneezing fits?
Because like, let me tell you, when I don't take it, I would not even be able to sit here right now. You'd be debilitated. Like literally debilitated with the amount of itchy snot. Like I can't even see out of my eyes whenever I'm not on a pill for allergies. And it always happens the fall time of the year.
The turnaround.
The turnaround. It doesn't even happen in the spring. It's just, I guess, more pollen. I don't know. I don't understand it. Okay.
It just happens.
Try
the Zyzol. I really think that you should try it.
I'm gonna give it a go.
Take. And the thing is, like when I run on my Zyzol and I have like my Claritin, I'm like, fuck.
Okay.
It just doesn't work as good, and I can tell the difference because like inside here for me, gets really like
itchy.
Just kind of like digest it. I don't know. It just like feels like so full and just I can't handle it.
I get the full works. I get itchy ears, itchy throat, itchy nose, pouring nose, can barely speak, can barely see anything, sneezing. Like I get it all. It's horrible. So that's my pit. We're going to get Zyzol. Manny, what's yours?
Yes, you are. My pit is the fact that I have a launch coming at the end of this. It was going to be at the end of this month.
As it should be.
As it should have been, and it is not written. So the thing is, you guys, so when you get, shipments of your products, it gets put at the ports, and sometimes they can do random checks and check on your ship and be like, oh, like, let's go and see, like, what's in this, like, bin,
randomly selectively bin. Inspection.
Yes, to see what it is, make sure it's, like, nothing harmful. My delivery got randomly inspected, so now we're not even expected to get our products till like mid-October.
No.
And I literally was like this.
A delayed launch.
It literally got delivered, and now my launch is delayed because of this random inspection that they have to do of the whole like crate.
Wow.
I was so pissed because I'm like, for me, it's like when you have it like planned out, like the way you plan out, like, a launch, like you are like, okay, cool. This is what the plan is. This is how we schedule it out. Like everything is going smoothly, whatever. So for it to not happen, I'm just like so pissed off that it's like weeks out now.
Dang.
Weeks out instead of it launching at the end of this month like I was supposed to launch.
Such a bummer.
So fucking annoying. So now we're just dealing with that. Luckily, I don't have like a launch like for technically like for holiday like December time. So this will be my launch, like my last launch of the year.
Thank God you were like doing like a more October-esque launch instead of like, close to Black Friday, because that will make or break a launch right there.
100%. Like at least this one, like the color story, the vibes, like it's just more October-y. It's more like just like the intent. You'll see, like you'll understand what I'm talking about very much. And the like wavelength of spooky-ish.
This has just like cool, unique with the boulders.
This is boulders.
Dang, this has
been hell. Laura,
like, what is going on?
It's been fucking hell. But the thing is, I'm so proud of it, and I'm so happy with how everything turned out. That I'm like so excited.
So it's gonna make
the process.
It's gonna make it the hardest possible.
It's been literal freaking hell and high water.
A total doozy.
A total mess. But I'm very excited for it. I cannot wait for it to like actually be here and like actually launch it. But the one product that's stuck there, I'm just like, okay, let's wrap it up. Let's fucking go.
You're like down there with them.
And they're like,
in the crate.
Where's it at? What do you guys need?
In the bin.
What do you guys want to see? There's no drugs in there. There's no cocaine. The powder does not have cocaine in it. Like, please, just do it.
Just look at the box.
Just look at the box. I don't care. Just look at the box.
I get it. So they probably honestly moved the crate to a section that's like, oh, all these need to be inspected. Like these are randomly selected. Yep. I have no idea. I don't work in a shipping yard.
Yeah, same. I have no idea what's going on. I just know that it got pulled for inspection. The crate did. So now we're just having to wait for the inspection.
How dreadful.
Truly. The bane of my existence.
Well, hopefully that will go over fast. Hopefully they'll get it done smoothly and we can get this launch on the road, honey.
Yeah.
Manny, do your peak.
Okay, my peak is... was Friday, how fun Friday was.
I thought you were going to forget.
I was like, Friday, no. So me and Laura hung out on Friday, but it was like a non-work related hangout, which we do have, but this one was like fully just, we went to hibachi. We went back to her place. We played a game.
By the way, we went to a new hibachi spot that is not, it was lovely.
It was not, what's it called?
Benihana.
You know you guys' trauma. I know. I remember
we told that on the pod.
You did.
When the stranger was
took
eating
off of Tyler's plate. Yes. The pod knows. The full fam knows about the hibachi trauma from Benihana. So we went to a new place. It was freaking sickening. It was so good. It was very more chill. We went back. We played some video. Like we played a board game. Then we watched a movie and we did like the little fuse beads. It was just overall a very, very fun night.
If you ask me, like, what is the ultimate fun night, I would honestly have to say, like, that. No work.
None.
No talk of work.
None.
Just chilling.
Straight chilling. It was just like catching up on just like fun stuff and just like getting to talk about
the good stuff.
Not work.
Like talking about no work, no influencer stuff. Like literally just like
fun.
Life, having fun.
Tea.
We don't always get that.
No, we don't. And the thing is, like, you've been super busy. You've been traveling hella. And I travel tomorrow. So it's like, I've also been like, busy going through the gig. So it's nice to be able to have like those moments because we always have to set time aside for friend stuff too, not just work stuff.
It's so rare though now for friend stuff. Like it's majority, honestly, work stuff.
Yeah, I know. But the thing is, like, we'll have work things that's like 4 times a week.
Yeah.
And then we're like, so we have work us 4 times a week. And then it's hard to fit that 5th day with just friend stuff. Because it's like, well, I'm so grateful I just get to see you.
You so sweet. Yeah. I'm like.
You're like, Manny, no. I hate you. So it was just nice to have just like a completely chill ass night. Because all the things we did was fun. We ate dinner. We did fuse beads. We watched it. And we played a game. Like it was just overall, it was great. It was a success.
I agree. Well, my peak is like kind of lame this week, but it's not at all. So every single fall, autumn, when September hits, I rewatch all the Harry Potter movies. It's just like, gotta do it.
It's routine.
It's routine for me. And they have them all on HBO, which is lovely.
Thank God.
Now.
I love Max.
Right. And it takes me a while to get through them because I just watch them like because I want to pay attention. I don't watch them just in my downtime. Like this isn't while I'm working or on my computer or on my phone.
Are you on your phone watching?
No. I'm more.
Tyler?
Maybe a little.
But the thing is, like, usually when you've seen something before, like, you can slightly be on your phone, but also be, like, kind of really focused on what's going on because you like it.
The thing is with Harry Potter, I feel like there's so much to it that every time I watch it, I learn so much new and I see so many things I miss. You know what I mean? So I try not to be on my phone. Like, I try not to be like, oh, yeah, you can put it on while I'm working on this. Like, I try to, like, get into it.
Yes.
And I did, and I just finished all 8 movies last night. I put a wrap to it. And so many people were DMing me. They were like, is this your first time watching? Because, I mean, they didn't know.
Of course, right.
That I do it every year. And I was like, no, I've watched it so many times. But they were like, tell us what you think about it. And honestly, like, there's just something about Harry Potter that I love.
It's so special.
It is so special.
It was also like a low-key, like a cultural reset when it was happening. Like, people were waiting outside, like, waiting at the movies till midnight to see the first showing of it.
I can see how.
I did.
Why?
I would watch all those movies at midnight. I went with my whole family. We'd do midnight showings. We would do it all the time for every movie we did it. And it was a huge part of like, I just feel like a huge part of people's childhood. So for us, not only is it fun to watch, but it's nostalgic too.
I also like was late to the Harry Potter game because like I never saw any of them in theaters, nor did I read the books. I think Aaron or somebody read the books. But anyways, I don't know why I'd always like seen them on TV, of course, and like had seen them here and there, not paid attention. And then like 5 or 6 years ago, I was like, I'm gonna watch all these movies and like get into this, and I did, and I fell in love.
And that was 5 to 6 years ago, so that's a gag.
Yeah,
because you didn't have the nostalgia attached to it, so that's even more gag.
Not at all. Not at all.
You just loved the story, everything about it.
I loved everything about it. I love it so much. So, you know, I as soon as September 1 hit, I said, baby, put it on. Put it on. And the great thing about Harry Potter and watching them all, they just get better and better and better. So you have to work your way up per movie. The older they get, obviously the storylines are able to grow and get better. And it's such, honestly, a deep storyline, and like towards the end they get pretty savage, so it's not like
wild.
Yeah, it's pretty
devastating
dark,
and it's sad and it's happy, and it literally gives you everything you could potentially need in something throughout all 8 movies.
So I just finished, and I'm so sad that I'm finished with it. I'm like, dang. But you know what? I also rewatch a lot is the old American Horror Story movies, like Murder House, Coven.
Oh, the seasons.
Asylum.
Like the seasons.
Yeah, I'll rewatch the seasons because the old ones are good. The new one
just came out.
I'm gonna watch Miss Kimberly.
Didn't it just come out?
Yeah.
Like the first episode.
Yeah.
Delicate.
I'm watching because Kim's in it.
Have you watched the first episode?
No.
I haven't either.
Because I started Murder House.
Okay, got it. So you have to reset.
Because those are so good, and then they kind of fell off somewhere towards the past few years. They've fallen off so hard, but I'm a Kim stan. So if Miss Kimberly's in it, I'm gonna be watching.
It also just looks really good.
It does.
Did you see the drama that was going on with Emma Roberts?
I did.
And Angelica?
I did.
I gagged.
I did too.
I really got.
Apparently,
I will say I'm not surprised.
Really?
No, I'm not. I just like, for me, like, I can't, like, to me, she plays like this character on, like, in this stuff.
A little too well.
The same exact, like, the characters are always like Emma Roberts-y. Like, that's, she's always going to be kind of like the mean girl bitch. And so I can't imagine you playing that character all the time, always, if that's not like somehow you a little bit in real life.
I see.
To me.
I see.
I'm like, because that's just like, girl, she's always playing herself. She's not the type of actress that's not playing.
I mean, she has had multiple roles.
Look at those roles that she's, but she is that character in those roles.
Wow.
So to me, I'm kind of like, well, then that's just like they're hiring you to play you. In my mind, in my conspiracy. So when I saw that was going on, I was kind of like, damn. I was disappointed, but I wasn't like surprised.
Totally. And then she had apologized to her.
Which I was really glad.
Personally, which I liked, and then it was like came out public. She had apologized, or maybe she said she did, but I like
she called me to apologize.
Called her instead of like being like, "Oh, she's just trying to take me down."
She owned her shit.
She owned her shit, and
that.
she called apologize, which you know, it's like the right thing to do.
Absolutely.
Whenever you've wronged. So
I still be watching though. I'm really excited to see the new season. I
am too. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for Kim. You know, I'm always excited to see Kim do new things that puts her like in a different light.
Try it out.
She wears many hats. Miss Kimberly does.
Has many hats.
People hate that I love her.
They hate that you love her?
And I don't care.
They really hate that?
Oh yeah. Well, you know, Kim has as many haters
she's so
as she
polarizing.
does.
So people hate her, they love her.
She's so polarizing. So the way you either hate her or you love her. Like, but everybody has an opinion. So but I love Miss Kimberly. She's such a good entrepreneur and so chill and cool.
Yeah. I mean, we've also like literally met her multiple times, and she's very chill and cool.
Very chill and
in real life too. So I think that like adds to the facade.
Yeah.
You know?
100%. 100%.
Thank you so much to Ritual for sponsoring this portion of Full Coverage. Guys, did you know there's a gradual loss of hyaluronic acid in the skin as we age? I did know this. Makes me want to scream. I do not like it. And then over time, the skin becomes thinner, drier, and more prone to wrinkles, which obviously we don't want that. What you guys want to do is meet Hyacera, a once daily supplement from Ritual designed to promote skin support from within with clinically proven ingredients to minimize wrinkles after 90 days.
Oh, I love to hear that. I love Ritual, and I like it because I feel like it's easy to take. It's easy on my stomach, and I also like it because, again, it's a unique way of enhancing your skincare routine from the inside out. All it is one capsule that I have to take daily, and you know how some capsules have a horrible taste?
Yes.
Well, this one doesn't. It actually tastes like vanilla. So it's so
perfect.
Yeah, it's so
Makes
yummy and
easy
to do, and it's easy to incorporate in my daily routine.
They are made traceable, non-GMO, vegan, gluten-free, soy-free, no artificial colorants, third-party tested for heavy metals and microbes. You guys, if you guys want to reduce wrinkles without compromising on clean science, Hyacera from Ritual is a skin supplement you can actually trust. Ritual is offering our listeners 30% off during the first month. Visit ritual.com/fool to start Ritual or add Hyacera to your lineup today.
So, okay, well, what's our first story? I want to tell my cancellation. What happened when I got canceled?
100%.
Because it's just funny.
100%. Let's start off there. Let's start off like light-ish.
So many moons ago, I was canceled. And I took time off while being canceled. No secret there. I literally went offline. And when I went offline, I truly went offline. Like I deleted all
the grid.
I went off the grid.
The grid was gone.
You did too.
So did I.
Like we deleted the social media apps from our phone. Like it wasn't like we're not online publicly, but we're out here just seeing everything that's going on. None of that. Because the thing is, it is what it was at the time. And so it was like there was absolutely nothing. And I was like, I don't think the internet wants to see me right now. Totally. And I don't think they should. And it's not a good idea. So I was like, let me just go live life. Find myself, figure this out, reevaluate everything I've done, everything that I've done wrong. Yes. And that's what we did. We both did it. And me and Manny split up too. So me and Manny hung out zero during this time. Zero. Zilch. Barely any phone calls because we were both going through the gigs. But during this time.
But we would FaceTime and we would cry.
Yes. Yes, there were.
And the thing, maybe that was why we tried to do it not as often because we were like, we knew we were just going to like, fuck, I'm going to the gigs again. I know you're going to the gigs. Let's go to the gigs.
We were both like in a bad spot. So we would occasionally do a little FaceTime and then that would be that.
Are you alive? You doing good over there?
Nope.
Same here. Yeah, so that would be us. At least we went through it together, I will say.
So I have businesses and like obviously I had employees at the time. So I have employees still.
Yes, you do.
But they would run my email for me because I was truly out of it. Yeah. Like I'm talking out of it. Like I wasn't even on my brand pages. Like
we're doing nothing.
So they were like, hey, Laura, you got an email from Dr. Phil. And I don't know if you guys know this, but way back when I got canceled, this was by the way over 5 years ago. Dr. Phil's team had reached out and asked me to come on Dr. Phil to discuss my cancellation. And I literally was like, you know what? While I appreciate the offer, thank you so much for reaching out. I don't think I'm going to be the next Catch Me Outside.
No.
It's not going to be that. Like, I don't think this is for me. I don't think it's for like a Dr. Phil show situation. And I don't think I'm going to be your next Catch Me Outside, but
it wasn't going to happen, Laura.
It wasn't not going to happen.
That was going to be an absolute mess.
A fucking mess. And I didn't even bat an eye at it. I laughed. I'm not going to lie. I was like, absolutely. Wow. Wow. Okay. But no, thank you. On all accounts.
But like the idea, like, I mean, that the fact that you were even asked to be on Dr. Phil is like kind of iconic in a way.
Is it? Is it, Manny?
It maybe like it's icon. The idea of it is very iconic to be asked to be put on it. But like, should you go on it? No.
I don't even know.
But it was iconic to be asked.
Do you know what's weird is that like me and Dr. Phil have the same birthday?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we do.
I'm actually very scared.
We do. I know. So scary.
He's a Virgo?
He's a Virgo but you know Virgo men.
Sick.
Ooh. So that's sick. One of my stories. Maybe listen, if I have
in retrospect, would you have gone, like, let's say going back now, if you were put back in that spot, knowing all that you've known now, would you go on Dr. Phil?
No.
Me neither.
It was one of my few decisions that I wouldn't go back and change.
Yeah. One of the very few.
That one, I would not. I'm good. Even if he asked me to go on Dr. Phil today to talk about something that's not drama, I wouldn't do it. Just because it's not my genre.
And also, like, why would you ever go on Dr. Phil?
Right. It's not my genre.
What's the point?
And yeah, what's the point?
What's the fucking point?
Now, Wendy Williams.
Oh.
Call me, even though it's not a running show anymore.
Any day of the week.
Call me, darling.
Because her just the clips are too. I'm like on Wendy Williams TikTok right now, and like the clips keep getting brought up on my fucking feeds, and I watch them all the way through because they're so
too
good. And then I keep getting served more because I keep watching all the way through, and the retention's so high on my Wendy Williams.
You're staying on the Wendy Williams algorithms. What's happening?
I am, and I don't mind it.
I feel like I should have watched her show more because whenever I see those clips, I'm like, damn, what the hell was going on that show?
I never watched it.
What is wrong with us?
What the fuck? I feel like I missed out on this whole like cultural phenomenon.
And you know she got high ratings because that show went on for so many years, and they will cancel your ass in a heartbeat if you're not getting like insane ratings. So you know Miss Williams. Viewed. Well, hell, what was going on the show?
When she like has her little Q-tips against her eyes to not cry. I'm not gonna cry.
Remember whenever she farted and burped in the same episode? I have no words.
That's my favorite. It was when she farts or burps and she's like, oh, I'm sorry.
My favorite was whenever she did Death to All of You.
Death!
And shocked herself.
No, she gagged herself so hard that she was like, oh, did I go too far? Like she literally, her intrusive thoughts won.
Her intrusive thoughts always win.
They always win. But she shook herself.
The show is just Wendy Williams' intrusive thoughts.
Just constantly. But that's what people like to see. I think it's fun and funny. Sometimes I do...
Our set's falling apart.
I feel like, there's definitely been things that she's taken too far, for sure.
Oh my God,
there's a lot of things I don't agree with. But just her as a character and like just the things that she did, it's just such a funny, it's all for entertainment purposes. You know, like she's doing it for entertainment. She's not doing it to like really her people.
Well, the thing is, I don't think anyone really took her that serious as far as, you know what I mean? A joke. It was like a running joke.
I'd ask you to leave me alone, but I do hot topics.
I ask people to leave me alone and respect my privacy, but I don't respect their privacy with the hot topics.
That clip.
And then she rolls the car window
that kills me every time. She's like, I can't say leave me alone when I talk about everyone else. And I'm like, damn.
I was like, Manny, that's us on full coverage.
No, whenever we see it, we send it to you, so we're just like,
yep. They weren't gonna leave us alone either way. So.
No, I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, we just gotta do what we gotta do. Okay, my story. Is it my turn now for a little story time?
It's your turn.
Well, wait, I'll start off light with my one of my traveling trips I did, where I was going on a brand trip kind of thing. It was a brand trip, and I get there, and I'm with my manager. It was just us two, and getting to the hotel was just very difficult. The driver was just kind of an asshole. I'm with my manager, and we're just kind of like going through the gigs. It took forever for us to get there. And we're just like, okay, like we can't wait to like get in there. We can't wait to just like sign in. So we get down, and the driver's like, who's paying? Who's going to pay for this? Who's for this ride?
I've never had a driver where you pay whenever you get out of the ride, besides like a taxi. But even like Uber, it's through the app. If you book a car, you pay for the car service when you book it. So I've never had a driver ever be like,
where's my money?
I'd be like, oh.
No, so we were like, oh, like the car service, should have been already paid for. The car service, presented by the brand. So he was like, no. And he's like, no, he's like, it wasn't paid. Like one of you guys have to pay for it. And so I was like, dude, what the heck? And so she was like, let me get a hold of the brand. It's fine. And so she's waiting outside. She's like, you go check in. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll go check in. I'm like, hey, my name is like Manny Gutierrez. I'm here to check in. They're like, you don't have a room.
So the car's outside mad and fighting for payment. You're inside. There's no room.
There's no room for me. And I said, oh, Manny Gutierrez. And they're like, there's no Manny. And I'm like, Manny MUA. I literally used every possible Manny Gutierrez. Manny MUA. No, I didn't try Laura. I should have tried Laura Lee. I tried everything that I knew possible. I was like, where's, and they're like, you just don't have a room here, and there's no rooms available. So, because I was like, oh, let me get it back. So I go outside with my manager, and the guy's like going off on the phone, and my manager's outside, and I'm like, what's going on? And she's like, this guy's fucking yelling at me. Well, she didn't curse. She doesn't curse. But she's like, this guy was like literally yelling at me and saying that if I don't pay up, like on the phone, that like there's gonna be issues. And like it was like a mobster on the phone. Laura, I'm not even kidding. It was like literally like the guy that was on the phone. He's like, if you don't pay up, you're gonna regret this. Like it was literally like a mobster on the phone during the car. And like we're in a nice ass car, a nice ass place. And he's like, if you don't, and she's like, yeah, sure. Cause she's like, she doesn't back down. She's like, sickening.
Girl, she negotiates and deals with this shit all the time.
So she just like whatever. But she was telling me, she's like, yeah, he's like literally like a fucking mobster, and this guy's like, if you don't pay up, there's gonna be issues here, and like all this stuff. And we're like, yo, like the brand's covering it. So then I was like, my name is not at the front of the thing. She's like, you're lying. And I'm like, no, dude. Not only are we dealing with this, but my name's not even at the front of the desk. Like are we stranded out here?
All the way there.
I was like, are we gonna be stranded? So we go inside and she's like, what's the name? And I was like, okay, I have a confirmation number. Can I give you the confirmation number? And they're like, yeah, sure. The confirmation was wrong. By the way, confirmation was wrong. So we kept searching. I was like, can you switch off like this letter, whatever? And they finally found it. Do you know what the name that they put down for me?
This is my favorite part of the story.
It's Nanuel Duchérez.
Me and Tyler have called
They've never
Nanuel.
let me live this down. Nanuel. So instead of manual with an M, they put Nanuel with an N.
I want the name and the face of who booked the car and who booked the hotel. I want the name and the face. I'm going to need the information
as well.
I need more information.
My last name being Du with a D, Duchérez, instead of Gutierrez with a G.
Hold on. What did we say? They took you from being Mexican to being Nanuel Duchérez.
Nanuel
like Dutch.
Duchérez. I've never heard anything like that. Like Nanuel Duchérez.
That's not a name.
And they're like, oh, your name's under Nanuel Duchérez. I'm like, are you fucking serious? So then finally, like the brand rep comes and she's like, hey, she figures out the car situation. And I'm like, my name's under Nanuel Duchérez. And they're like, what? They were shocked too. They had no idea how that even happened. So I was like, this whole thing, you guys, we hadn't even started the brand trip yet. We had just got there. Okay. We had just got there. We hadn't even experienced anything yet. So we're just like, is this how this is going to go? Because I was getting really nervous because of how the guy was on the phone with her. And I was like, I'm scared that someone's going to show up and literally like attack us or like break her knees or break my knees. Like what's going to happen? Like, I'm so scared. He's like, pay us or else? What do you mean pay us or else?
What is or else?
What the fuck is or else? It should have been paid for already.
Oh my.
I was freaking out.
I would have not been so, I mean, like honestly would have been pretty pissed. I'm not going to lie. Because that's like a lot.
I know what to do.
Especially after you just flew.
I was very upset.
All the way there. You have no hotel. You have a guy threatening to break your knee.
Okay, you took it too far. There was no knee threat. There was no. I was saying what if.
There was a knee threat.
There was not a knee threat.
I could tell though in his voice. There was a knee. In the voice
though, she said like he was literally a mobster. She could tell. And I'm like, dude, we're gonna get fucking wrecked if we don't get in this hotel.
Maybe he should think of doing something other than driving people, like hospitality.
Maybe anything but hospitality if you want to threaten like or else. Like it was,
We're just assuming the or else was busted knees.
I was just assuming I was gonna be swimming with the fishes, dead ass. I really just assumed I was gonna sink to the bottom of the ocean.
You and your manager.
No, literally us both.
Together.
We were holding hands, like
going down.
So I was like, okay, well that happened, and I almost just got my knees broken. I did take it too far. I don't know where it could have gone though. It could have gone to so many ways. If you're threatening us to not like for our payment, like I'm scared. Because I'm like, we would have paid it. Like, we would have paid it, obviously, if like something did happen, but it was very freaky.
They were just trying to figure out, like, before they paid this man. Like,
I was like, did you already get paid or are you trying to get double paid?
The brand didn't make an
Yes.
You know, we're not confused.
Yes. So it was like, the brand made two uh-ohs.
Back
the
to
payment
back.
And the hotel.
Oh my God.
Manual. So that was just like one thing. I was like, this is like kind of like a funny thing to tell because it's just like, how does this even happen? But, you know, things like this happen all the time.
I remember, okay, this is like branching off of like, honestly, like you think all this stuff is like grade A first class with brands. It's not. Honestly, more times than none, it's a fucking wreck, to be honest.
And that's truly the tea.
That is the tea. I was flying to Necker Island Benefit. I'm going to say the brand just because y'all know.
I mean, you know where it's at.
Okay, you know what's up. You know what time it is. I love Benefit, though. I have a deep wombs of love for them.
Yeah.
Deep wombs of love.
Just absolute love. We love that.
I do. So, because a Benefit team member was stranded with me on this. So we were like in it together.
You're in it together.
So we flew to Necker Island. It's like this.
This was like 6 years ago, by the way.
Yeah. And I remember this shit because I was traumatized. It was a shithole to get there. I'm going to say that.
It is. It's hard to get to. It's like literally a private island.
It's so hard to get to. So they have to fly these little 5-seater prop planes. And so because there were so many influencers, they had to do multiple of them. But they have multiple of them.
Yeah.
They go. Mm-hmm. So, of course, everyone gets on the prop plane. Everyone except for me. And they're like, oh, we're done. We don't have any more planes. Sorry. You're going to have to spend the night at this random airport while everybody's
in the airport.
Yeah. And so it was me. I could be wrong about this. I think there was one other influencer that was with me. And then there was...
Actually, it wasn't one more.
It was one more. Yeah, I think there was... Yeah, they were trapped in R+1. So there was 4 of us and 1 Benefit team member. And you know, the Benefit team member, I love her, but she was just so confused.
And she's still at benefit?
And she's not. I don't think. Actually, she might be. So I don't know. But anyway, she was just kind of like, oh, it's okay. And I'm like, no, I'm not staying the night in the airport. I could stay home.
Yes,
like it would be better for me just to stay home than do this shit.
Yeah, or just go back home.
Literally. I'm not doing this. So I'm like, let me talk to.
So it's a long travel day,
girl. And like you're a hop, skip, and a jump away finally from your destination. Jesus Christ. So I'm like, we're like sitting around for hours, mind you. So this isn't like just happened. Like we're sitting around for hours and they're just kind of throwing their hands up in their air. They're like, sorry. So I'm like, let me talk to her. So I'm like, listen, I literally said, what do I need to pay you? I said to this woman, I said, what do I need to pay you to get me over to Necker Island? What is it?
What is it going to cost?
What is it that you want from me?
A kidney, a lung.
A child. I don't even have a child. I'll find one for you. What do I need to do? This girl starts telling me prices.
You're lying.
No. And so I literally pull my credit card out. I'm like, because you know what the fuck I'm about to do.
You're going to backcharge benefit for it.
I sure am. I'm going to charge benefit. I can front the money anytime. Yeah, right. But like this is their era. This is their, and I got me, my husband, another influencer, her man, and I got a benefit team member that's also stranded. So I'm going to pay for us all to get on this flight. And Benefit is a $1 billion company. They're going to cough up the check.
You will be getting reimbursed.
So I literally am up there and the Benefit team member sees me pulling out my credit card and she's like, whoa, no,
hey, get out of here.
I'm like, y'all. I said, you got a Benefit credit card? And she did. And she pulled. I
feel like they're praising baby right now at the gift.
But I'm like, girl, why didn't you start with that?
Get the card out.
I don't care who. Like, come on, Benefit's not going to be like, how dare you not get an influencer on the brand trip we flew them to? You know what I mean? She has 4 of us with her. So they ended up, and late that night, I got there. You remember?
Yeah, so like late.
The dinner,
at nighttime.
Everything had already been happening and started and was finishing up. And I arrived onto Necker Island. I was like the last one there. And I was like, Jesus H. Christ.
So they really like got bribed.
But I didn't understand because it's like this. It's not like Delta.
No,
it's these little privately owned prop planes, and so they didn't want to. I guess I don't know what happened because it was 6 years ago.
The person that flew it wasn't even a pilot.
Honestly, probably not. This girl's probably like, girl,
she wasn't even a
give
pilot.
me a couple grand and we'll get you on
and
that.
I will get you to the island.
I can get you there.
I can personally fly.
And
you
I'm
there.
like, sure, great. Let's do it.
She's like the front attendant and she's like, I can fly you there.
I'm like, honestly, let's do it. Because the thing is, Benefit ain't no little bitty brand.
No, they're big, sickening conglomerates.
And I know for a fact that if Stephanie or Jared had been there with me, who were very high up at the time of Benefit, they would have booked a private jet over to the freaking island before that went down.
For sure.
I know they would have before that went down. So, and I felt like the girl that was with us was like, hair newer, just a kiss newer. And so
well, that's hard. Like honestly, I can't imagine being like
that's why I was like, let me talk to her.
Yeah,
because like this girl doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, like that's scary. Like that's an intent. Like you're like fuck. I don't want to get fired. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to get crazy. Like, I don't want to upset people. Like you literally, like when you do that, you're literally working in like relations. Like it's about relationships. It's hard. Like it's crazy.
That's why I was like, let me handle it. And then I'll talk to Benefit and like, we'll leave you out of it. You know what I mean? 100%. Like let me pay for it and then let me get reimbursed. I know I know the Benefit peeps will handle it.
Yes.
I literally know the CEOs.
Literally same.
So we'll handle it. And she was like, no, don't do that. I'm like, girl, we got to get to Necker Island, honey.
No, we have to go.
Okay.
Now.
And I got us to Necker Island.
I mean, listen, you got you guys there.
I did.
You got your guys there.
All 5 of us.
That is so, like honestly, the way you can make me recall things is a skill and it's a talent because I forgot that you showed up late.
You remember that?
And now I do.
I was pissed. Like I wasn't like mad at anyone. I was frustrated.
Well, just because you had a long day, so it's like you're already kind of at the wit's end.
Everybody is there having the time of their life.
Girl, Necker was insane.
And the trip went pretty good from then on out. Like you know, it was like smoother selling. Smoother sales from then on out. That was just like not for everyone. I'll say this. I had a great time. I had a great time.
From our own personal experiences, lovely.
And by the way, Benefit was so, like, as soon as the plane landed, they were like, what the fuck.
Yeah, totally.
I can't, like, they were freaking out. They were like all the people that
Absolutely.
I knew. And they were like, get over here. Like, she was like, I have 10 drinks for you.
Oh, no. The thing is, like, they wanted you to have the most amazing
of course.
time. And we did. And I'm so grateful. Like, that was like one of the craziest trips. Like, you'll never see all those influencers again in one room together. Ever. In your whole life. That was history.
That was a time to be alive. That was a time to be alive.
Such a time to happen. So it was such an iconic trip. Even though like that was wild, it was still iconic.
Oh my God, it was so good.
Oh my God, do you remember when I lost my fucking Cartier bracelet?
In the sand
from playing volleyball.
On Necker Island.
On Necker Island, you guys. It happened on Necker Island. I literally was playing volleyball, had my bracelet on. I smashed the ball. Bracelet popped off, dove into the sand. Literally nowhere to be found. I couldn't find it to save my life. It's metal. It's sunk.
I was going to say, because the bracelet is heavy, as soon as it hit the sand, it kind of like
buried in.
It buried in. So Manny's like, oh my God.
My Cartier! And you guys, this was at a time where I was like into the Cartier. I was like, my Cartier is like broken.
I need to get my Cartier out. I was thinking that the other day. I'm like, why am I not wearing that anymore? I mean, they kind of like had their moment.
They did.
I feel like they could be coming back. That's the last thing that needs to come back in style.
We don't need the bangles.
We don't need to bring the bangles.
The thing
back.
is, it's funny because I used to still wear my one band all the time. Like I was.
You took it off.
I haven't had since I started working out. I haven't really worn it as much because it's not comfortable when you're actually like weightlifting and stuff.
True.
So for me, I'm just kind of, and the thing is, like, I just like don't care. Like I just don't care enough to have the accessories anymore. Where I'm just kind of like, oh my God, I want to like, I'm wearing fucking Garni. Like I don't care anymore. You know, so it got that happened. Like literally everyone stopped what they were doing. They were all combing through the sand for me to help me find this fucking bracelet. And who found it?
Me. I found it. And that's why I took it and didn't give it back to him, nor did I tell him. I'm just kidding.
Laura, when she got like, I found it. It was it's like the most LA. Fuck. Oh my God, no, literally, it's the most LA story. Like, I was playing volleyball on Necker Island with a brand, and I lost my Cartier into the fucking
Cartier fell
I almost didn't get it back.
I'm like, oh my God, not the Cartier.
It was literally the most ridiculous, fucking crazy situation. But it's looking back, it's so fucking funny to me now because I'm just like, oh my God, girl.
So stupid.
So stupid. So ridiculous.
So
but
stupid.
That trip was something.
I
think we should pivot to another trip experience of a certain CEO. With a certain not CEO.
Wait, I don't remember. Tell me.
Okay, certain CEO on a brand trip, flirting, being with.
Okay, so we were on this brand trip, just to preface.
This is more like industry tea.
This is industry tea.
This is people knowing.
This went around the industry. So there was like a brand trip. This was eons ago. Okay.
Oh, this is what, like another 7-6 years ago.
We're talking OGs.
Uh-huh.
Me and Manny were like, this brand trip is not sitting right with us, so we're not going to go.
Yeah, we just felt it. We felt
it. We knew. And we did a lot of brand trips back then.
We did so many.
And we were like, this one seems like a no-go.
It was just, and honestly, that brand trip was the brand trip from hell.
It was the brand trip from hell. Okay, so that one we knew was a no-go. And so there was like rumored that the CEO, a lot of higher ups from brands go on the brand trips. So they can also
a lot of the times like the CEOs, like the big guy, the head honchos go on these trips.
So they can build relationships with like influencers and their own team.
And their team, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So the CEO was there. It was a man, and it was heavily rumored throughout the industry that the CEO, who was married, was hooking up with influencers on the brand trip. Never in my life.
You guys, when we started to hear this and like the whispers and things going on,
the whispers came through LA.
It wasn't just like a little tiny baby whisper. It was like you start to really, you know, I was talking to some of the girls that the whispers were about, and they were just kind of like, very coy. And I was like, what? Never confirmation, but very just like, you're being so crazy.
Oh, so basically saying yes without saying yes.
That's what I thought. I'm like, so wait, so you're telling me that this CEO has a wife and is literally cheating on his wife with influencers on their brand trips?
Isn't that insane? This is all alleged.
Of course, all
alleged. And this is like rumors that went around LA. But that, to be honest with you, that did not catch wind online. I feel like because so much drama happened on this brand trip that didn't relate to that. So it was just like something on the back burner that came out around a little bit later.
Mm-hmm. That was a very wild time.
That was
that
too
2017,
much.
2016, 2015 era was just something.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what's funny though is like what I did a video recently where I was like, point of view. It's 2016, you're glamming. Like it was like a little video of me with like a crazy smoky eye and stuff like that. And it was like, you know, having $200 spending on Sephora, just your last money in the bank. And all my comments are like, dude, 2016 glam was the glam. It is the era. Everyone was obsessed with it. Because that was like the most fun time of makeup because it was your most like expressive in a way.
You know, I was talking to some of the girls on this recent brand trip I had gone on, and we were talking about a little bit about how iconic that time was. And I'm like, you know, it was so niche-y and like, you know, there wasn't 2,000 beauty gurus, but hear me out. Let me finish. I feel like that's what made it so special, and like all the tea and like, you know, the specific beauty gurus and ourselves included, and like the specific glam. It was all about the glam too. So it was just like very interesting. And I feel like now it's so different because it's spread out it's everywhere. It's spread out there. It's not so niche-y anymore. It's just like anyone and everyone does beauty. Yep. Honestly, my manager told me, she's like, it's the most saturated part of influencing, but that's also a good thing. And this is what I was talking about a little bit with the girls on the brand trip. I was like, it's a good thing because it's like, you know what? We had our time. Totally. We had our brand trips. We had our moment. And now it's time for other people to come in and have their moment and us just share that spotlight. And, you know, it goes through waves. So it's like someone else's turn to get to experience all these cool things. And then, you know, our era, the OGs, get to move on to their entrepreneurships, podcasts, and all the different things. It's an evolution. So I think it's great. I mean, like we said, we get invited to stuff, and now we're a little more picky at what we go because we've had our moment. You know, we've done that for years, and it's time for other people to have their chance and to get to grow and get these opportunities.
No, and it's funny, like, and I feel like I've always said too, it's like the idea that we're still able to do this like 10 years later and like still do this for a living and still work and still like get coin and brand deals and sponsorships and a podcast and people that actually listen and watch and love us and support us, like to be able to do this for this long is so fucking crazy and so wild. Yeah. So it's like, I just feel so appreciative that I'm still even able to do this. So whether something comes my way or it doesn't, I'm just like, you know what? I'm still out here. Yeah. I'm still out here. Like, yeah, 2016 might have been like the fucking intensity of the industry, but I'm like so happy and content with my life now because I'm older. I don't have that same drive and intensity and will to like be the top beauty guru.
Oh my God. And like review the launch as soon as it comes out. Like that's a time for someone else now. You know what I mean?
I just don't
that's
have
like their chance to get to do all those fun things. And yeah, now we're tired.
I'm fucking exhausted.
And now we're exhausted.
We're in our 30s now. It's kind of like we grind in our 20s like we usually do.
It's a natural evolution.
It's natural, just like kind of keep moving forward. And the thing is like I'm the most content now because I'm not getting... I mean, there's moments, I have drama moments, but I'm not in drama necessarily as much as I used to be when I was more relevant.
Yeah.
So
it's
when
like
I was
a peaceful time.
It's more peaceful being in this spot where you can just like, yo, I just want to like make my coin, make my money, make my bag, and like just keep it cute, keep it moving. Like whereas back then I was like, I feel like when I was the most relevant, most intensely, I was always in trauma, always going through the gigs, always like internally in turmoil, always stressed, literally having to take Xanax and doing all these different things. Dude, now.
Well, now you have like...
I haven't had a panic attack in 5 years.
Now, like, we have so many genuine friendships that aren't really online. You know what I mean? And, like, they're more behind the scenes. And so, like, yeah.
Just focus on other things. Like, it's like the focus has just changed. It's not all about, like, my online presence anymore. I know it's not for you. So I think it's just, like, it's nice and it's cool. And I'm glad we did it. And I'm glad that we were, like, the faces of, like, so many things. And it was sickening. But it's just, like, times do change. And I'm grateful to be able to like flow with the time. It's kind of like, you know, when you're getting older, you're like, fuck, I'm getting older, but it's also a blessing.
It is.
I'm getting older. Like I'm alive still. I'm able to be here. I'm still doing my thing. So in a way, it's kind of like, fuck, that's annoying, but I'm so grateful that I'm still alive.
Right.
Like the getting older aspect of it. So it's kind of like that.
Oh my God, the level of peace to it too.
The peace?
The peace.
I can't even trade that in.
No.
Like I'm so grateful for the peace. Like remember when we would upload like, you would upload like 3 times a week.
Oh.
I would do like 2 to 3.
It's because you're so on fire and like things are happening.
You have to.
And
you want to.
You don't want to miss your mark. Like, you know, it's your time and like you don't want to miss that opportunity. And the internet moves so fast and you will miss it if you don't bite on what's there. And so it's so important to like give it literally 110% of your life. But it can't always be that.
It won't be forever. Like you just want to grind when you're on top.
When the iron's hot.
Grind when the iron's hot. Like you want to do that. And the thing is, like, it's funny because influencers talk to me and they're like, dude, I do like 6 TikToks a day. I'm editing all day, every day. And I'm like, this is the time you should.
Yeah, honestly. I'm like, this is your time.
If you're popping now, do it now.
And like build that audience for yourself. And then one day you'll be able to relax and chill because of all that you built for yourself.
Yeah, like once you've built your fucking empire, if you're smart, and you build your empire and you do what you got to do and you make these moments happen and you appreciate your audience for who they are, what they've done for you, like that will always take you so far in life, because I think me and Laura can attest that like our audience has been with us through the ringer.
Yeah.
And like we just are so appreciative of that. And I think people can tell. If you're a corny ass bitch and you don't like your audience, the audience can tell.
Yeah.
Like that you're
They
like,
know
They know that you're just like, you're in for the check or something. It's like, ugh.
Okay, so my next story was whenever I was young, naive, moved to LA, you get all these opportunities and I was so not experienced with dealing with all these people and even knew what I wanted. So I agreed to do like this photo shoot for this brand. They wanted to get their pictures for their advertisement and use us as the models, the influencer, which is a very common thing brands do.
Absolutely.
And back then I would get a little loosey-goosey on makeup artist. Oh my God, remember? We have so many.
No, but I've told this story.
Yeah,
and they know the photo of my industry trauma.
So I let this. I don't even remember who did my makeup. It wasn't like a celebrity makeup artist. It was just like a person there on set. They did my makeup. Horrible job. I felt so ugly. I did. I was like, wow, I look like shit. I literally felt so ugly. And I go stand up where we're taking pictures, you go stand on the backdrop and all the shit. And the photographer keeps looking at me and taking my pictures and looking at the pictures and looking back at me and looking at the picture and looking back at me. And I'm like, I look like shit. I literally wanted to say it to him, but like, that's the problem.
Do I look like shit right now, sir?
The pictures like shit because my makeup looks like shit. I didn't, because I was so naive and scared. Like that shit.
Of course, it's too new.
Let me tell you how this works now. You want to
this is the reality.
This is you live and you learn, honey.
Yes.
You want to use me on your photo shoot? Good. I'm bringing my glam, and if you can't afford to pay them, I will pay them.
100%.
I will cut the check for you.
I will look sickening.
I would rather pay the fee myself than be hit. I got my people, and they are very few and far between who can really beat this face. Like, because I do makeup, so like, what's the point? I can just do it myself.
Exactly.
So I made
using a blending brush as your highlighter
and
brush,
the guy,
and blush.
Oh yes, yes.
What's your little head?
The photographer literally goes, there are shadows on her face, like darkness. Can you cover that to the makeup artist? And I'm literally like, that's because I have a small hump in my nose and it creates shadows. So you obviously bring the concealer up, bake it. Duh. But the makeup artist didn't do that. So even the photographer was like, her shit,
face is hollow. Can you help us out?
The dark wombs between her eyes, like it's a wreck. And so they kept trying to fix it. And I was literally like, you can either edit that or she needs to give me concealer.
Give it to me.
Give me the concealer.
Where's my pot? Where's my NARS pot? Bring it.
It was horrible. And then by the time the pictures came out, I looked so disformed with his editing because I think he was trying to fix what had gone wrong.
The awry of the
I'm
artist.
not the girl next door. I don't think I'm the girl where it's like a little coat of mascara and the Hailey Bieber.
You are.
But no, I'm not claiming that.
I'm going to claim it for you. You are. I have had so many people in my life that are like, the fact that Laura is so naturally beautiful. And I said, she edits her photos. Just kidding. No, no, and I'm always like, I know. And she literally doesn't do anything. Like, she's literally like, she's never had filler before. She's never done
Botox,
anything. No Botox, nothing. She just looks like that. But I really do. And I'm always like, yeah, and she's just naturally like that. Like, she's just that stunning.
You're so kind.
I do say that. I'm not going to lie.
Why would you lie to people?
Because you're my best friend. I'm going to lie for you.
I would lie too.
But no, you are that person 100%. But like a little whisper of concealer never hurt anyone. A whisper of concealer never hurt anyone.
I'm like, girl, I need, like, for real, if we're doing photography with flashes, honey, you got to beat the mug.
It needs to be full coverage.
If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. And so this is all my fault because I was young, I was naive, I didn't know. Just sit down in the chair and be like, if a makeup artist is higher on set, clearly they're a great makeup artist.
Wrong.
So listen, that is not even my first and foremost and only tragic makeup artist story. Remember the MAC artist that turned me into a unicorn? She dipped a fan. I was like, oh, sure, yeah, like do my makeup for Halloween or whatever. Turn me into a unicorn. So I'm thinking we're gonna get like colorful rainbow eyes, glitter moment.
You thought
a big lash.
Wrong.
She dipped a fan brush in white paint and just started literally putting
you guys,
horse hair on my face. I'm like, girl.
Laura was going for a cutesy, like, rainbow, bright. This bitch starts painting on white horse hair.
She was trying to turn me into a real unicorn.
She's like,
oh my God.
Stop.
I was like, thank you so much. Thank you. I washed my face so bad. Horse hairs. Y'all would have tore me up. Y'all would have tore me up. You would have ripped me a new asshole if I came out. I came out to the club
looking like a unicorn with your horse
like
hairs, just because it's so un-Laura. Like, I'm sure like it could have looked great, but like it's so not Laura that it's so funny. That's like, there's just no, it just doesn't make any sense for you.
My God.
That would never work. Do you remember when, side back, do you remember when we were like all the faces of Benefit products?
Oh, yes.
I mean, we're in Vegas. Do you remember when I blew up the bathroom that one time?
Oh, girl. Manny. Okay. So we're in Vegas. And
this is one of my worst, like, fuck me.
We're about to step out to like every Sephora employee on earth. So basically thousands of people.
Yes, there was a couple of us that were like the face of Benefit products. Like I was the face of Hula, Laura's face of Precisely, so on and so forth.
Iconic.
It was sickening. It was so cool. It was like products that we already loved and used. And so we were out there with Benefit.
Mm-hmm. And girl,
you guys, so I like started getting really nervous.
They put us like all in the same hotel room, I think it was. Or like
yes, we were all in
like
one room. We were all room together, and like before we went out, and I was like, you guys, I feel like really nervous. Like, I think I'm gonna be sick. I like literally am gonna be sick. 'Cause I was like, this is a time in my life where I was like very like stage fright, very like I don't want to be in front of people, I don't want to talk in front of people, like I don't want to do any of that stuff, right? So I was like, I'm gonna be sick. So I run into the bathroom. I have full blown diarrhea. Like literally like blowing up the bathroom and like literally. You got
the nervous shit.
I got the nervous shits. I literally think of like the white chicks when she had quiche. That was me in the bathroom.
That
like,
was you.
Like going off. That was me in the bathroom. So then I finally get out and I was like, I feel so much better.
And we were all like, Jesus.
So, you guys, I closed the door immediately after someone went to walk in after and I was like, no, it's not going to be good. They open the door and they swing the whole door wide open. And the waft that came out of that as if something died inside me.
Oh, honey.
Something died inside me and the entire room was like, Jesus Christ. I've never been more
horrified. We were like, get out of there.
Hurry, it's a grenade. Tear gas. You guys, it literally was like, I was like, why the fuck are you opening this door to everyone to smell it? Like literally there was like 10 people in the room.
Girl, we were running for our life.
And everyone's eyes were watering, they were tearing. It was a very scary moment for all of us.
Running
and I was
for
just
our
like,
life.
you guys, I was scared.
Manny did that to all.
That's just like a little random story. But okay, I have a doozy. This is my doozy. This is a doozy. I've never talked about this. I never told this story. This was so long ago, but it did happen. So I once met an influencer couple.
Okay.
Boy, girl, influencer couple. They were together for a long time. Boyfriend, girlfriend, the whole fantasy. Met them together. Really, we became friends through the industry. The whole thing, right? Beauty guru-y vibes.
Got it.
In our industry.
In the industry.
You know exactly who it is.
Yeah. I was trying to be coy over here. Like I was trying to figure it out.
God,
I was like,
crazy.
Oh my God.
You know exactly who it is.
Yeah.
So then they end up breaking up.
Yes.
They break up. Tell me why me and the man
slid in your DMs.
Slid in my DMs like, let's go grab. So he like slid in my DMs and I was like, oh, hey, what's up? Like we've been friends for years.
I'd always felt like this man had potentially thrown some eyes your way. Maybe just a kiss. Like just a little.
A look.
Like, was there a look? I don't know.
I always thought that myself.
Yeah.
But I was like, well,
it could be our delusion.
He's with her. Like, there's no way. I thought it was the delusion. I really did. I thought that was Delulu. So he'd send my DM just kind of like just chilling. I was like, oh, we should like go grab dinner sometime, just like catch up because they had already been broken up. I'm the one that suggested. I definitely did. We should grab dinner. He's like, yeah, for sure. He's like, yeah, we should. And I jokingly said, yeah, like let's go on a little date. Because this is my friend, right? This is not like it's
you
like
were testing the waters.
I was testing the waters, but it's also like my friend. So it's not like I was like randomly saying this to some random individual. I was just like, yeah, a little date night, like just very jokingly. And he's like, yeah, actually, I would really like to go on a date with you. I said, huh? I messaged Laura and me. I was like, Laura. And the thing is, I had been attracted to this person. They were both absolutely stunning for a long time. I was attracted to them, but I was like, it doesn't really matter like what I fucking think. It doesn't, who cares? But we went to dinner and I was like, okay, he like literally was just probably fucking with me. There's no way in hell that he was actually like interested in me in some capacity, right? We're at dinner. My hand's like here, like on the side, and he's sitting next to me and we're just like kind of talking. He grabs my hand. He kind of like puts his hand like over my hand like that, kind of like grabs my hand. And he starts like kind of like caressing my fingers. And I was like,
did you freak out?
Dude, I was getting a boner hard. I was getting rock fucking hard.
No.
I literally was like, I was kind of like hyperventilating a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I was starting to freak out for reals. Like I was freaking the fuck out because I was like,
there's no way this is real.
What is going on? Like, and the thing is like, I didn't even feel like, I know it's like, sounds weird, but I didn't really feel guilty about it because it's like, I met them at the same time. It wasn't like I was like betraying like this other friend. I was like, yo, I met y'all and they were broken up. I met y'all at the same time. Like I was not betraying anyone. I was friends with you both.
It's not like you were her best friend either.
No,
so it's not like girl code or anything.
I wasn't no girl code or anything, but I still was kind of like, this feels weird. This feels odd. So then so I was like, okay, we end the dinner. It was just kind of like we were being flirty. And he's like, he literally goes like, I've been wanting to do this for a long time.
Gag.
I've been wanting to do this for a long time.
Gag.
I fully was actually gagged. So then we ended up like leaving. We, I think like he had drove. So we went back to his place and we were hanging out. He was like, oh, let me show you my place. Oh, yeah, for sure. So I go upstairs. We look at his place. We go onto his balcony or like the roof. And he was like, look how sickening this view is. I'm like, dude, this is dope. Looking at the stars. He's like, it's so cute. He's like, can I kiss you?
Oh my God.
You guys. And so we made out.
This story will always.
It was always shake, yo. It will always. And the thing is, you guys, let me tell you something real quick. If you are my friend in my real life and you're texting me asking who this is, I'm not going to tell you. This is not tea I want out in the industry to like go around. The only people in my life that know this is Laura. No, Laura, Tyler, and then one other friend. That's it.
That's it.
So even if someone texts me, because like I do be having people text me like, what was this about? I'm like, I'm not telling you. I'm really not. So you're not going to get it. I'm not going to tell you the name of this person. Don't even try it.
Out of respect.
Out of respect for them and his ex-partner. So then we made out and it was so sickening and I was like feeling like.
Do you think the ex-partner ever even knew?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I really don't. Like honestly, that's a great question. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But we made out. It was great. And then we ended up proceeding to go on like 5 dates after that.
Oh my God.
So we ended up like fully like talking, dating. Like we were like dating for like 2 months. Talking and dating for like 2 months.
No one is
with
safe.
This guy.
No one is safe.
No. Those are, and the thing is I talked to him, I was like, so what's with your sexuality? Like what's going on? And he's like, oh, I'm bi.
Oh.
But I never really I never really talked about it. Never topic of discussion. But I just so happened to also like men.
Wow.
I like women and men. So that's why I've always been attracted to you. But of course, like I had a girlfriend. So I was like,
how
okay.
Interesting.
So then like fast forward, like I started getting really into him. He was starting to pull away. He was kind of like, oh, like I'm not really like feeling it. I'm not really seeing it. I think that for me, I think conspiracy that he was just kind of like wanting to play the field with like a man for a little bit because he had just been with a woman for a long time. And he wants to like play the field, do that thing. And then kind of like, okay, like be over it. And then just like move on, you know?
Yeah.
And so, that was, I would say, one of my most like Gagatrondra stories that I have. And like, it's just gag to me. Like that it's fully gag.
That's an undercover story right there.
That's an undercover.
That's a full coverage exclusive.
That's a full exclusive because I've never talked about it. I've never brought this up. But the thing is, it happened literally years and years and years and years ago. It's been so long, and like I didn't do anything wrong. Like I don't feel like bad about it, but just like wow, I can't believe this even happened. Like this, that it was something that happened, and then here we are. You know what I mean?
And another one bites the dust.
But just like Laura said, no one's safe.
No one's safe in these streets, honey.
No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
You better watch your man.
I'm just kidding.
That was quite the story to end.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good one to end on.
Today's episode, full coverage. We hope you guys enjoyed all of our story times. I don't think we've told any of the stories. Who knows? We honestly had more. So if you want a part 2, let us know.
Let us know. We definitely have more stories. We have like a whole list of more stories.
Of shit that's gone down.
That's been questionable. Do you know what Laura wanted to title this video, you guys? Let's talk about that. Laura goes, let's title it Manny MUA.
F-U-C-K. Oh yeah, you say fuck.
Yeah, I say fuck. Manny MUA fucks beauty influencers, man. I was like, are you crazy?
I was kidding. I mean, I wasn't. I was. You can't put the F word in a title.
Yeah, no, yeah. But it was so funny. I literally screamed laughing. I was like, Laura, we're not putting that. I was like, love that enthusiasm. That's not going to be the title.
What if we did title it? We'd get one view because YouTube would take the video down. You're right. You know what? They would demonetize immediately and then they wouldn't even share it. That's true. But we'll have to come up with a fun title, like some type of story time title or something. Not with Manny anyway, fucking influencers, man. That one. It's real choppy. All right, well, guys, thank you so much for being here and watching. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and like. And we will catch you in next week's episode of Full Coverage. Bye, guys.